You want, Sam?
Let's go ahead and bring on Isaiah Marshall, and get ready to talk about a young man that we watched. This is another one we watched grow up, Allen. I mean, I remember us when Lawrence. I remember when Lawrence Marshall was an underclassman. So to see him as a coach now, to see Isaiah, I remember him bursting onto the scene as a freshman over there at Southfield. To see Aaron coaching, it feels kind of surreal that he's a senior now. Isaiah, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great. So, Allen, I mentioned it before. We watched him grow up. So we're going to be coming full circle as we watch him in Southfield in the 7-on-7 this in a couple of days.
Yeah, and you said burst onto the scene as a freshman, but really he was known well before that.
Yeah.
One of the most prolific youth and middle school players that's come through in recent years, has won a bunch at that level, had offers before he even got into high school. And sometimes, it's hard to live up to that, but he stepped in right away and he did that. And so to see him develop over the last, and he really has developed, it's been really great to see him continue to change his game. Got on the track this year, is running sub 11 for those who haven't stayed up to date on the track results. He's been running in the 10.9s. And so he's really added a lot of dimensions to his game. And that's not by accident. That's something that he purposefully went out to try to do and did it.
All right. So Isaiah, let's get into your team, man. And then we'll talk about you individually. What can we expect from Southfield A&T this year?
I think you can expect. So I think we could be more disciplined this year. We bring back a lot of starters, so I think that's good. I think, well, of course, our goal is to go to the state championship, but we want to win each game first, so we want to take it step by step. But I think you're going to see a high-powered offense and a better defense than last year. So,
all right. And so when we talk about you individually, I know where we think you've improved, how we've seen your game advance. But what about you individually? I mean, if you're a coach or a scout in the stands, you're watching Isaiah Marshall on the field. Kind of tell us what you see, what we see.
I think y'all see. So my first year and a little bit of my second year, I wouldn't stay in the pocket a lot. Like I would leave the pocket a lot. So I think I improved on staying in the pocket and delivering the ball. So, and I also think I improved on my legs. I think I know how to use my legs now to help my team win. So, and just make plays out the pocket. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. It's Allen. We really watched it be, we've seen a lot of young men not be able to live up to that hype over the years. This is one that has. And so very, very noteworthy that we saw Power Fives from across the country come in, but ultimately we were just talking about Kansas, right? Kansas making this presence felt in this state here in the last couple of years.
Yes, they are.
So, Allen, I mean, kind of give us a feel for where you're seeing Kansas pop up, and then Isaiah, we'll get into why the Jayhawks were the move for you. But okay. Allen, feels like they're kind of stepping up around these parts.
Yeah, and if you go back a long ways, historically, Kansas has come into Michigan a little bit. They've had some waves here and there, but I think this new staff has really emphasized it. And that went back to what Lance Leipold was doing at Buffalo. There were a lot of Michigan guys that went over to Buffalo. Tyree Jackson, probably the most notable of that group, but there's been a lot of Detroit guys over that course of time that he was there that they recruited. Chris Simpson, their linebackers coach, was at Grand Valley and then over at Buffalo. And so he has connections in the state of Michigan that have helped them. And they've gotten a lot of guys through the portal, guys like Kalen Gervin, Marvin Grant, and those guys have gone over there and done well. So I think part of it is that they've emphasized the state of Michigan. And I think part of it is that there are Detroit alums and Michigan alums who are over there doing well. I think the fact that those guys are thriving makes Kansas a more attractive option for some of the kids who are looking at them in the high school level.
So, Isaiah, you're a future Jayhawk now. What was it about Kansas that made you say that was the move?
So basically, it really felt like home. I built the best relationship there with the coaches. I think the offense fits me the best to get me prepared for the next level. So, and then just the culture, it just felt like home. I think they're building something very special. So I do want to be a part of that so I can change the culture there. So, but I do think I think the offense that they run, it fits me a lot because they know how to use my legs and just use me as a quarterback. So
we're talking to Isaiah Marshall, quarterback, Southfield A&T, future quarterback for the Kansas Jayhawks, previewing the Detroit 7-on-7 Showcase at Wayne State coming up in a couple of days, the 28th and 29th, Wednesday, Thursday, down in the D. Several of the top players in the state in action. So if you want some high school football action, that is the place to be. I'd be remiss if we didn't ask you before we let you go, Isaiah, sound mind, sound body, what being a part of SMSB is meant to you. And then I know we just had Nick Marsh on. You got to be a recruiter as a quarterback. You recruiting Nick?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right. So what is SMSB meant to you?
So what Coach Blackwell has done, just with the kids and me as myself, I think it's a great thing to do. Coach Blackwell is a great guy. I think he's a great coach. All the coaches there are great. I think me being there just made me a better person. So it's just great to be there. I wouldn't rather be nowhere else. I think it's the best for just anything. Just for anything.
Well, it certainly is the best when it comes to getting a chance to get a feel for the upcoming season, to get a feel for what some of the teams are going to look like. You get action started coming up in a couple of days on Wednesday down there. See the first pool starts at 1:00. So you can get out there and see some great 7-on-7 action to see, like I said, a lot of these top teams. Isaiah, I want to give you the opportunity to throw your recruiting pitch out to Nick. He just came off to visit to Michigan State. I mean, what are you telling him about coming to Kansas?
I'm telling him that, it's just me and him can build something great over there. So, and, we just got my teammate Jalen Todd. So, I think it's great for them to just compete every day. But, I think we're going to build something very great there. So, but I hope Nick chooses us, and I think it's the best option for him. So, I would love to play with Nick.
Gotcha. Well, right now, though, he's part of the opposition. We're looking forward to seeing Southfield A&T and what you guys bring to the table this year, man. Good luck out there in a couple of days. Good luck out there this season. And certainly we'll be checking for you in the future out there at Kansas.
Great talking to you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot. That was Isaiah Marshall, quarterback, Southfield A&T.